morning and welcome to your Tuesday morning yoga class on a rainy day here in Florida at the beginning of April. I always get here, maybe you do too, with that deep sigh of like, I made it to my mat, I prepped for class, you cleared your calendar and found an hour to sit down and do some yoga. So we both celebrate with being here, right now. With that deep sigh, inhale and deep exhale. As usual, we take this beginning time to arrive, this sense of, I made it, and letting the mind and body settle into relaxation, a calm awareness, awaiting. So get yourself in a comfortable seated position with a long, tall spine, crown of the head lifting, eyes closed, so that we can feel all the other senses. Our eyes are such a dominant force that when we give them a break and close them, we can tune into everything else, the sounds, the sensation, even our inner landscape. Noticing the slowing of the breath, the calming of the mind. And as you continue to settle in, I'll read you our poem for today out of Breath of Joy by Dana Falls. This one is called Sweet Time. Great nature takes her own sweet time. No one can hurry sunrise. Migrating birds arrive when they arrive. Trees grow and leaf on their own unique schedules. We are the only creatures with clocks, minute hands marching in tight circles, seconds flashing past. Think of the inner peace if we awoke one day to find that all the clocks had turned into flower pots, filled with buds that bloomed only when a power greater than calendars, our hours, coaxed their petals open. Taking these breaths to let that poem settle. What if we let go of time and clocks? And had faith that things would happen when they happen. Noticing what emotions, what feelings come up with those thoughts. And letting it all go. Hopefully in the practice you can let go and have faith that you will be able to try the next pose at exactly the right time. I'm not trying to hurry or force. Let us start this practice with those breaths. We inhale through the nose and exhale through pursed lips as if blowing out a candle 2 more times. One more. our next breath, we open our eyes and reach our arms to the sky on the inhale. And let them come down on the exhale. Again, inhale, look up. Exhale, we look down. Inhale, we look up. And this time, turn to the right. Exhale, right hand behind, left hand on the right knee. Pause here for a breath. Crown of the head reaching up. Inhale, both hands up, and turn the opposite way. Left hand behind, right hand on knee. Inhale, both hands up, and exhale, hands on knees. Let's go ahead and put our feet in front of us, about hip width apart, and we're going to drop our knees to the right, so the knee is on the right heel, and then reach the hands to the left, finding a deeper twist, and then switch sides. So maybe the knees don't touch the ground, just windshield wiper the knees while twisting the core. You decide the rate of going back and forth. And when you've had enough, meet me in the center. Once you're back here in the center, we're going to do a little core work just to start. Let's roll to our backs and bring our legs at a right angle here, feet flexed. And then we're going to reach our head and hands up. And then we're going to slowly lower and extend the left leg. And bring it up. And the right leg. And bring it up. Nothing too fancy here, just super slow, pedaling kind of action. Knowing if it gets to be too much, you can always put your head down. Just waking up the abdominals. I'm going to intermittently do some abdominal work. Go ahead and then put your hands behind your knees and rock back up. From here, well, let's mix it up. Let's go ahead and come all the way to our feet, to a squat at the top of our mat. And then let's lift our hips, keeping belly on thighs, and drop our head. First forward fold. Let's lift and lower the hips, keeping the thighs glued on the chest glued on the thighs glued on the chest, either way. And then let's roll on up. Once you're up here, let's lift both hands over the head. Come up on the balls of the feet. Find that balance. Few breaths up here. And then lower the heels with a prayer through the center. We come back to the forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, and walk, step, or jump to our first plank. Feeling the strength of our plank and our core. Shift the weight forward, elbows in, chaturanga, belly to the mat, release the tops of the feet, and we roll up. And we roll down. cobra pose. We roll up. And we roll down. We roll up. And coming through all fours. Tuck the toes and find your way to your first downward dog. In downward dog, come into cobra or turbo puppy, belly to thighs. Stretch out through the hands, hips up, knees bent. And we're gonna go back and forth from turbo puppy to plank, to turbo puppy to plank. So see how far you can sit back on those heels and shift the weight. Building that shoulder strength. And this time when you come to plank, go ahead and lower. Inhale back, up dog, and exhale to down dog. Full down dog. Heels settle back, tailbone lifts. Eyes gaze back at thighs. From here, let's lift that right leg to the sky for three-legged dog. And then let's bring it straight out to the right. Let's see if you can make some little circles there. Woo! And take it back. Three-legged dog. And take it up. And set the left knee down. And come up to low lunge. You're going to release the top of the foot and drop the hips forward, eyes gaze up. From here, hands come down on either side of the foot. And let's turn into a twist it, right hand up. You can stay here with knee down or lift that left knee for a twisted low lunge. And then hand comes down, step back, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Moving myself so I don't hit this wall. First, find your down dog, then left foot to the sky. Left foot up to the side at a right angle, and then circles with that left leg. Should really feel that hip. And then back to three-legged dog. Left foot top of the mat. Drop the right knee. And come up to low lunge here. Hands up. Hips fall forward. Eyes can gaze forward or up. Always adjust it if that's too much and shift back. Drop the hands down to either side of the left foot. Right hand stands planet, left hand reaches up for the twist. Go ahead and lift that back leg if you want. Belly's hugging this left thigh. Big stretch. Left hand down. Step back. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk, step or jump to that spot. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Lower the hips and sit back. And we come back. This time we bring our feet straight out. Again, knees bent. And we're gonna bring our hands to the right. And then we're gonna lower and squeeze. Lower and squeeze. And then switch sides. Fingertips point to the left. Lower and squeeze. You decide how many and how deep. I'm playing with different depths. And then come up, place the feet down, and give yourself that hug. Let's do one more set while we're here. Step each foot out slightly, a little further than hip distance. Reach your shoulders and arms through them, like you're reaching for something. And then we're gonna slowly roll down, one vertebrae at a time, which I didn't demonstrate well. And slowly reach up, also which I'm not demonstrating very well using that core strength. So I think I'm just not going to go as deep because when I go all the way to shoulder blades like I kind of hit a clunk in the middle. But maybe I should just work through that clunk. You decide. So you can go not quite as far down, reaching all the way forward and then back. You decide how many, how deep, like I said, and when you've had enough, bring your feet back in. Give yourself a hug. Good job. Told you we'd be doing some core work. Then shift your feet hip width apart. Come back to shift your weight onto your feet. Hands down. Hips up, back to that forward fold. Then hips down to thighs parallel with the floor and come up to chair. Back to forward fold. Halfway, hands down, back to plank. Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Now, this time, let's bring right foot to the sky, and then right knee to the upper arm and back. Now, if you want, you can do it with a straight leg. I can't really quite do that, so it's more like a split. Woo. So you decide, but I know there's some of you in here probably can do that. So you decide about 5 of them and then set that foot down. One breath here. Let it out. Right foot back to the sky. Right foot top of the mat. Let's turn that left heel down and come up for a warrior one. A nice basic warrior series. Warrior one. Then let's twist the warrior. Right hand back, left hand forward. Since we've been twisting. Then back to warrior one. Let's drop the hands, open the heart, and put a humble warrior in here. Back up, hands back up, hands back down to either side of the right foot, step back, plank, lower down, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Now we're going to do that same thing from three-legged dog, and you can either decide knee to upper shoulder, and three-legged dog, or you can try the split ones without touching that foot down, or something in between. Woo. Just finding your own edges. And then let's set the foot down, knee in downward dog to catch our breath. Big sigh out. Back to three-legged dog. Left foot top of the mat, right heel down. And meet me in warrior one. Using these standing poses to catch our breath. Left hand back, right hand forward. Back to warrior one. This time we drop our hands, open our heart, clasp our hands behind our back, bow down, humble warrior, knuckles to the sky. Back up, warrior one, hands down, step back, lower down, inhale up dog. Let's exhale child's pose. Just taking a quick pause here. Coming back to that concept of letting go of time. Staying present for this breath and the next breath. Come on back up to all fours. Put a couple cat-cows in here. Inhale, look up, tailbone goes up. Exhale, round the back. Pushing the palms to the top of the feet. Belly to spine. Cat and cow. Your rate. Recentering. From here, back to downward dog. And then we're gonna do a series of butt kick hops till we get up to forward fold. So from downward dog, it looks like this. Bend the knees, kick the butt, little hop, and you're a little further up. Hop a little further up until you're up here with your feet right behind your wrists. Maybe it takes 2 hops, 3 hops, maybe you don't want to hop. Once you're here, we were playing with those knees up on the upper arms. We're going to go ahead and offer crow right here. Shift the weight forward, feet up, round the back, and find your best crow. And then set the feet down, lower the hips, and we're going to sit back again. Now we did that windshield wiper seated, and we're going to do that again. So drop the knees to the right. Our chest is going to look forward. You can use your hands at either side. We're going to lift the left ankle so you really engage this left hip, and then the whole. You lift the knee, kick it out, bring it back, knee down, ankle down. So it really is gonna, you're gonna fire up the hip stabilizers, the outside of this left hip. So it goes ankle up, knee up, straighten, back, knee down, ankle down. Ankle up, knee up, kick it out. Once you have it, do it at your own rate. I'd suggest only 3 to 5. Because that's going to be enough. Come center, and then we're going to switch sides. Knees drop to the left. And then again, ankle up, knee up, kick, back, knee down, ankle down. And you may feel a big difference one side to the other. I always do. One side's like, this side's feeling way more awkward. Like when I lift that ankle, it's like, doesn't want to engage at first. It's like, what are you doing? Maybe you feel that. Woo. Good morning, hip. And then back to the center again. And let's give ourselves that delicious hug. Good job. I'm adjusting myself back to the top of the mat, but you're probably still at the top of your mat. Let's go ahead, come up to your feet again into a squat. Let's come up to forward fold. See if you can go a little deeper into your forward fold this one. We've been practicing now for about 20-30 minutes here. And then from here, lower the hips, hands at heart, and come into a prayer chair. And then let's bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So a twisted chair. And then I'm going to give you the opportunity for another arm balancing. So you can drop the hands, lower the hips, and have the fingertips go off the edge of the mat. And then you're going to rest your hip on your right elbow and your knees on your left. Just shift the weight forward for side crow. Now some of you might be able to straighten your legs here. Not sure I can, but I can try. So I'm going to try it a couple times. See if I can. My head wanted to touch down. And when you've had enough, go ahead and lift the hips, come back to the twisted chair, come back, let's stand up here in the middle. Whew. Little yawn, back bend, back to standing. Whew, I gotta let my everything resettle there before we go to the other side. From here, inhale, hands up, exhale, forward fold. Starting with that deeper forward fold. Then lower the hips, hands at heart, come to chair with prayer hands. And then right elbow on the outside of left knee. You can spread the arms. You can stop anywhere along the way, but if that's playing with side crow was fun, go ahead and lower your hips, place your hands with fingertips spread wide on the mat, shift the weight over and forward so that you lift your feet up, and then the extra challenge for those was to straighten the legs, and every time I do that, my head wants to touch the floor, so I'll try it again. Finding your edge. If that wasn't your edge, then you can go to a balancing split pose. And then come back. To our twisted chair, regular chair, and then stand back up. Mountain pose. Woo. I tend to get a little dizzy there. Lower my head, stand back up. Big toes touch, ground through the feet. Take the time to recenter. We're trying lots of fun stuff today. Well done. While we're up here, let's go ahead and do a balancing pose, and let's again challenge ourselves. So put your weight into your right foot, bring your right knee up, and then I'm going to give you a couple choices. Left hand to right knee, right hand back. So we did this seated, remember? And if you want to go further, you can grab that right foot with the left hand and spread the arms wide. Let me correct this. I don't think it's affecting the recording, but. So, find your variation. And then come back, set it down. Well done. That's a challenging pose, whether you grab the knee or the foot. Pause in the center. Having a lot of fun today with our twisting and arm balancing, core strength. Left knee up, right hand to left knee, left hand back. Finding that twist with the balance and then deciding if you're going to grab the outside of that left foot with the right hand. Don't be afraid to try it more than once. And then coming back center, setting that foot down. Well done. Back to mountain pose. This time, interlace the fingers behind the back, open the heart, look up, hinging at the hips, forward fold, arms over the head. So the contrast, we open, we twist, we come back into ourselves. Lifting those hips to the sky, finding that stretch. Drop the hands, place them on the mat, step or jump back to the plank. Now, I talked about that one pose. Well, I'll show what I'm talking about. Right foot to the sky, three-legged plank, then right knee up to the right elbow, chaturanga, then you straighten that right foot, and some of you might be able to lift that back foot. Or you might just collapse to the mat like me. Okay, so I kind of showed you where we were going. And don't worry if it doesn't. Come back to plank and check the other side out. Maybe it's easier. Left knee, left upper arm, chaturanga. Straighten the leg. And lift up the right foot. I'm going to need to practice this one, guys. But I know there's someone on here who does this pose beautifully, so good on ya. Let's just come back to all fours here for a moment. Regroup, spinal undulation, slinky spine, top of the head to the tailbone. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake that all out. Good job. Hips back to child's pose. Nicely done. 2 more deep sighs here. Come on back through all fours, tuck the toes, and meet me in downward dog. From here, let's lift right foot to the sky, the right foot top of the mat. Come on up for high lunge. And then we're going to turn to the left side of the mat, heels in, and come to goddess. Toes track over knees at 45°, elbows out in cactus arms, lower those hips. And then let's interlace the hands behind the head, and we're going to tip right elbow, right knee, left elbow, left knee. So I talked about doing some core strength. If the elbow doesn't want to touch the knee, just tilt side to side, feeling those side core muscles engage. And when you've had enough, both hands reach up, straighten the leg, interlace the fingers. Whew. And then we're going to have those arms reach out to the left and come down through the center. Point the pointer fingers back. So I have my pointer fingers together, the others all interlaced. And then back out to the right side, up, all the way to the top. This time bring hands to the heart. Prayer hands in the middle. We're going to bend into that right knee. Runner's lunge. Through the middle. And then left side runner's lunge. And back up. Prayer hands. Left side runner's lunge. Through the middle. Right side runner's lunge. Back up. You do that one more time through. And actually sometimes it takes more strength not to go all the way down. You know what I mean? Because then you're engaging your core. Just experiment, because sometimes when I go all the way down here, I get a better stretch at the back of my leg, but I'm not really getting a good core workout. Hands up, and then let's just forward fold. Feet become parallel. And let's walk the hands back. Drop the head. Fingertips point forward. Elbows are bent at a 45°. And hold. You can bend, you can lower the hips and lift. Lower and lift. Now this is a great place to offer headstand. You can bring your elbows to the mat, interlace the fingers, place the back of the crown of the head into those interlaced fingers, and lift the feet up for headstand. If you're in headstand, see if you can bring hinging just at the hips, bring the feet forward so that you become an L shape. You should be able to just see your toes. Bring them back up, bring them back out, and slowly bring them down. Lift the head. Walk your hands back to the right. Bring hands on either side of that right foot. Step back, lower down, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Maybe we will make that our last chaturanga. Let's go ahead and walk, step, or jump to the top of the mount. Lower the hips and come to seated position. Excellent. Let's see. We did a lot of core work. We did a lot of hip strengthening. Let's do a little hip stretching. We're going to go ahead and do stacked logs. So we lay down the left shin, place the right ankle on the left knee, right knee over left ankle, stacking the shins as it says. If that's too much, put the right shin in front of the left shin. Long, tall spine. And if this is enough stretch, stay here. If you want more, you can walk your hands forward, coming to a block, a bolster, or using your hands as that prop. Breathing into the opening in that right hip. Whew. That's the same place that we strengthened with that weird windshield wiper lift thing we did. Taking the time to let this pose really stretch, open, breathe. Let go of time. And then come on back up. We're going to switch the position of the shin, so place the right shin down, left ankle on top of the right knee, left knee on top of the right ankle. Stack the shins, adjust the sits bones, lift the crown of the head. Again, you may feel enough of a stretch just like this, or even with one leg in front of the other. You know your body. And if you need a little more stretch in that hip, go ahead and walk the arms forward, finding a support where you can rest into it and yet feel that edge of a nice stretch. And then come on up if you're not already up. And then let's rock the hips back and straighten the legs. Shake them out, wiggle. Pull the toes toward the nose. Lift the crown of the head. Drop the hands by the hips and push into the palms. Rolling those shoulders down and back. And then let's come into a forward fold, hinging at the hips, putting a little bend in the knees. You can even put a block under there. And then reaching chin toward the shins, nose toward the toes. Eyes can gaze forward. And then at the very end, you can drop the head. Feeling this nice stretch. Few more breaths here. Maybe you want to grab the feet, tug a little deeper. Only if it feels good. Never push yourself further than is a nice stretch. Then lift the heart and the chest, and then let go of whatever you were holding on and come all the way back up. I'm going to do a balancing pose here before we Go to our backs. Let's grab our big toe. No, let's grab the outsides of the feet. So put your fingertips on the outside of the feet, right in the middle at the arch. Pull your knees up toward your chest. And then stretch your feet out in front of you, looking at those toes. Roll the shoulders down and back. Smile at your beautiful toes. And then see if you can put your belly to the thighs. Maybe you need to bend the knees a little to do that. And then lower arm hug. And then let's grab the big toes and we'll do the wide angle one. Kicking the heels out to the sides. Again, shoulders down and back. We did this standing, now we do it balancing on our tailbone. Eyes can gaze up even. And then again, place them back down. And finally, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Let's slowly, 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 slowly come to our backs. Okay, that time I didn't clunk, but I held on so that I could roll through that place. From here, bring your knees up toward your chest. And we're gonna drop knees to right and straighten. Bring these up, drop to the left. So we're kind of we're still doing some core work here. So on our side, and the other side, actually maybe just stay on one side and do a few in the other. You can decide if you're gonna go back and forth. You can't decide what feels better. Maybe back and forth. You rest on right hip and left hip. Lift your head if you want extra challenge. And then when you're done, come to your back. Hands grab knees, rock back and forth, up and down, little circles. Release that back. Place the heels down. To counteract that crunching, we're gonna do a bridge. Hands come by heels, palms down, tuck the tail, and just like we rolled down one vertebrae, roll back up one vertebrae at a time till you come up to your shoulder blades. Pushing into the back of the head, lift the chin, and roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. Go up and down a few times on your own rhythm. Well done. If you want to go up one more time and hold it, and releasing the fingers behind the back, you can. If you want even more, you could do a back bend here. This is your opportunity. And when you're done, come all the way down. And we're going to come back to that windshield wiper legs that we did sitting. Now we're doing it laying down. Drop the knees to the right. Let's just let them hold there for a couple breaths. And then flop them to the left. Again, letting them hold. So we get that stretch. And you can add a twist by looking over the opposite shoulder and spreading the arms. And then go side to side at your own rate, slow or fast. And then bring the knees back to the chest. Let's extend through the heels for legs up the wall or imaginary wall. Hands back by the hips. Point the toes. Maybe put your thumbs under your hips. And we're going to slowly, see how slow you can lower your feet, keeping the small of your back pushed into the mat. So like your fingers couldn't get in the arch of your back. Pushing that lower back, pushing that lower back, pushing that lower back. For me, I get to a place where it's really hard. You got to really engage the core. And then bring it back up slowly, slowly, slowly. Keep that lower back pushed in. And then we'll bend the knees and give ourselves a break. And then we're going to do that 2 more times. So you're pulling your ribs in and keeping as if you're knitting the ribs together and pulling the core strength in and pushing your whole of your back into the mat. Hopefully that makes sense. So then extend, point the toes and lower, tuck that belly. Nice and slow. You should get to a point where it's really like push, 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 push into that lower back, fight it. Engage the core and come back up. Everybody will be different. Bend the knees at the top 1 more time. You can do it. Keep pushing that lower back in, engaging the core. Going to that hover and then back up. And then bring the knees to the chest. Whew, well done. Rock and roll here. We're going to close our practice. Hands in cactus. You can grab the outside edges of your mat if you like that. Drop the knees to the right. Eyes gaze to the left elbow. Twist here. And pause. The end is coming of this practice, of this hour. Come back through the center, drop the knees to the left, eyes gaze to the right. And close. Back to the center. Happy baby for final position is always Shavasana, but almost final position. You decide which variation of happy baby you need today. And then bring those knees to the chest. Wrap your arms around it. I'm going to grab the outside of the opposite feet and really squeeze in. Big love for this body who tries new things, who finds its edges. I love you, body. Stretch out and come all the way into your Shavasana. Arms and legs can come off the mat. Palms are up, feet are splayed. Some deep sighs. All muscles are relaxed. Muscles of the face, core, back, arms, legs, hands, and feet. All of it. This melting. I'll read the poem and then I'll mind the time while we rest deeply in our Shavasana. Sweet time. Great nature takes her own sweet time. No one can hurry sunrise. Migrating birds arrive when they arrive. Trees grow and leaf on their own unique schedules. We're the only creatures with clocks, minute hands marching in tight circles, seconds flashing past. Think of the inner peace if we awoke one day to find that all the clocks had turned into flower pots filled with buds that bloomed only when a power greater than calendars or hours coaxed their petals open. Oh, from this place of deep peace and tranquility, bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Or if you want to stay in your Shavasana, turn off the video. But if you're ready, feel that rise and fall of the breath. This precious human form that's beneath your hands that identifies as me, you. You can say your name. Then stretching the hands over the head in that pencil-like position, stretch out through the toes and the fingertips, roll to the right side. As you rest your head on your upper arms, your knees by your chest, pausing here in gratitude. Deep gratitude for the rain that's nourishing the spring flowers and encouraging the bulbs and the seeds to reach through that warm earth for the sky. Noticing what other things come to your mind for gratitude. And then come back up to that comfortable seated position. This time I invite you to put your thumbs on your chest, palms together. We're gonna end with those 3 breaths together. This time you can make some noise on your exhale. We inhale deeply and fully. And exhale through the mouth. It could be an ooh, an oh, an om. Whatever you want to shout, let it out. Inhale. Last one. Let it out. That light, that spirit in me, that love honors that in every single one of you. I see you. I appreciate you. Namaste. Always good to see you. And I'll see you the next time you click play.